The Substance, pretty good movie, pretty good. Pretty good for a movie about an old lady who sucks ass at taking medicine. I gave it 4.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. Pretty good movie. If honestly, I don't want to spoil anything about The Substance. I got kind of mad halfway through, man. I got kind of mad. I was like, this old lady's gonna fuck everything up, dude. She's fucking, they had a good thing going. She's fucking it up, man. How was episode 1 of Severance? It was pretty good. I mean, I've only seen what you... Normally, if you watch 50 minutes of a movie, you kind of have an idea of how it goes. With TV shows, it's hard to tell. There's really nothing to comment on after one episode. Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I took The Substance, I would stabilize for 7 days, and I would switch once a week without exception, man. Like, it's not hard. I just, like, it's just a tragedy. Because I really think The Substance, a lot of people have said it's about aging, especially as a woman. And it's about how society treats you as like disposable when you're not beautiful. And it's about how blood represents youth and how blood represents beauty and blood represents health. But like when you get it on your face, you're not stoked. Isn't that ironic? But like I have a different interpretation. For me, it was basically about a jealous old lady who couldn't handle that this beautiful young actress was taken off in Hollywood, and she did whatever she had to do to slow it down, man. It is just an extension of the Prezzo tweet. Yeah. They're one, though. Guy who, when Sue makes a mistake, says they're one, but when Elizabeth Sparkle makes a mistake, blames the old lady. Like, yeah, Sue messed up, but bro, Sue, like, is Elizabeth. So, like, what do you mean Sue messed up? If Elizabeth had just fucking not eaten so much rotisserie chicken and not made so many 72 egg omelets, like, it wouldn't even have been a problem, man. They had a fucking good thing going. Can you start a movie podcast so we don't have to listen to it every stream? Tell you what, buddy. I had already auto-completed the ban, but I'm going to take a look. Active subs, so the barrier for survival is a little lower. Every time you bring up Letterboxd, I get angry, whatever, put the game on. Then here you're talking about plays, you're talking about, literally on Friday, talking about Patrick Bateman and William Dafoe, talking about Severance. I'm turning 19 in a month, Monka S. Never mind. You need all the help you can get, okay? Listen, this is the thing, right? Like, you gotta be careful what you wish for on the internet. Because of anonymity, like, I consider you a peer. You're literally not a peer, you're half my age. We shouldn't be talking to each other. Society has not designed us to speak under the veil of having the same experiences. Like, there's not meant to be relatability between the two of us, to be honest. I'm not gonna ban you though. That's like too far. You gotta figure that shit out. Yet I know movie game and you don't. Because your favorite movie 5 years ago was probably Spider-Man 3, man. Like, listen, you've been an adult for like less than... Like the Chiefs dynasty was 3 times older than your adult life. That's crazy, man. But it's the folly of, forgive me for referencing my demographics, it's the folly of young man to assume that they got it all figured out. Because I thought I figured it out at 19 as well. It turns out, I was watching life in 160p. Yeah, I could tell what was going on with each individual pixel, man. Once you go to 4K, that shit gets a little bit more complicated. There's a lot more information in the stream. Damn, that's fucking true. You were fucking 14 years old when Avengers Endgame came out? Wow, man! When you put it that way, that's crazy. Like, you recognize it's a Monday morning in February, right? I wanted you to call me out. Caught. It's just a shame that we almost had some... like a little bit of common ground in the middle. And then it just had to be, I'm so sorry. It's not a perma. It's like when you get put in prison for life. They usually let you out. Like if you just say you're sorry, right? I'll let you out. I'm not saying get in the crystal. I'm saying it's your choice. If you honestly, even if the unban request says something like, maybe we both got a little too heated, I would accept that. There's probably 250 people presently in this chat that got perma'd when they were only 60% in the wrong and I was 40% tilted. Why? Because, like, I mean, I'm also a mod on Apollo's channel, so I see a lot of those. You know, sometimes when you're streaming, you get tilted, and then people will type like, lol, bro's tilted, and then they get banned and they go, I didn't do anything wrong. And I'm like, yeah, you did, idiot. Like, this isn't, like, the courts have an obligation to treat you fairly, which usually means you probably get off easier than you deserve. But on Twitch, like, you could just, just for being annoying, you can get fucking sent to the black hole. It's Slop Monday, people. It's Slop Monday. And I'm not saying that because I watched the first episode of Severance after I was bullied into doing so. And then people are asking me, hey, what are your thoughts on Severance? I don't know, bro. I've seen one episode. They didn't design me to have thoughts on it. I'm 2% of the way through the story up to this point. I don't know anything. I know the cast. I'm very excited for you. It's a blast. Well, don't get too excited because after I finish the second episode, I think they want me to get a free trial to Apple TV, which is still, I would bet the under on that one. But at some point, maybe when season 3 comes out, they'll release all of season 1 for free. And then I could be like 2 or 3 years behind the times, and I'm okay with that. I mean, I still haven't seen The Sopranos. Thoughts on Conclave? Listen, buddy, we got to start Trick Shot Simulator. Letterboxd is going to give me a genuine aneurysm, though. Conclave. Taut, thriller, very rich performances from everybody involved, a mature film. Every Letterboxd review looks like the messy bitch convention came to town. The fuck are you talking about, man? Look at my society, man. We're cooked. We're cooked. I mean, it's just the one website, really, but like at the same time. Yeah, I saw some movies this weekend. I saw Conclave. Enjoyed it. That was a 4-star. I saw The Substance. I finished it this morning. I gave it 4.5. And can I be honest with you? About 2/3 of the way through The Substance, I was like, I think I gotta give this a 3. I hate this line of criticism, but I'm gonna resort to it anyway. I also, I enjoyed the start. In the middle of the movie, I was like, it's a little long and it starts to drag. And I was like, they're gonna cancel me, man, for not giving a good review to The Substance. And then the third act brings it all together. It completely brings it all together and makes it worth it. I do think they could probably have cut maybe like 25 to 45 minutes off of it. But that being said, did you watch I'm Still Here? Not yet, but I was thinking maybe I should just watch like all the Best Picture nominees. Because I'm already at like 3, I think, which is more than I usually get to by the time the Oscars happen. Oh, maybe I've seen 4. I've seen 4 because I've seen Dune 2, Anora, I've seen Conclave, and I've seen Letterboxd. Or I'm sorry, I've seen The Substance. I gotta see Nickel Boys, but I'm a little pissed off that it's like a $22 rental. Who's the worst cardinal? Tremblay or... Wait, well, who's the other one? It scrolled up. Tedesco is the worst, for sure. We don't support vaping here. I mean, I have to say that based on the implied positions, Adeyemi was worse. Tremblay, you know, was ambitious and may have engaged in some subterfuge. We don't know that much about his positions. So I mean, I guess you take the devil you don't know instead of the devil you do. Why was Rafe Fiennes breathing so loud? Because she was stressful, bro. I've never run my own conclave. Are you and Dan actually close? We're basically best friends. Even though today he brought up my Letterboxd and said, my brother, what is this? What are you watching? And it was the cover of Anora.
What the heck is my man watching? What is this? That's all I got. I don't know what it is, but I know what that cover looks like. I don't know the plot of the movie, never heard of it. My man is out here reviewing adult movies. I didn't want to say that. I didn't know. What I mean, this may have been the last 10 seconds of chat may have been the most unhinged in Twitch chat history. Some of the stuff that was just typed in chat. I mean everything from XQC to my man, intellectuals, man, stick to dog, man. Brother, when you watch Terry Gilliam's classic Brazil, But it's not supposed to be me versus you. I was just asking what the movie was. That's it. I was just a little surprised. That's the first thing I saw in your Letterboxd. One, because I'm still learning Letterboxd. So you gave it 4 stars. What does that mean? 4 stars and a heart? Is that like an indication of the content of the movie? I just don't know. I'm asking. It means he loved the movie? What does it mean? I'm still learning. I'm still learning from IMDb. It's basically Pretty Woman. It's not Pretty Women at all. I'm just reading chat. I never heard of it until I saw it on Ryan Gary's Letterboxd.
My horse, roll, dodge, move with guide.
Ryan Gary just dropped the new "Can you tie your shoes without making your face red?" chat roast. I didn't know he had another one like that in him. Honora is a conscious love story. You lost me at conscious, brother. Dan is baiting. It's the chatters that are driving me insane. Yeah, no, me and Ryan, look. If Ryan said a movie's cinema, I'll check it out. I just was a little thrown off by the cover. FYI, there's at least 45 minutes of nudity in the film. Well, that when I saw the cover, that's what I figured what the movie was. I'm just saying it wasn't. And that's why I'm like, look, I didn't know Ryan was into the arts like that, you know? No judgment. I'm just saying. I was expecting to see some, like, you know, some John Cusack movies, some Nicolas Cage movies, you know, some stuff I could be like, okay, both of those are really bad actors, but if Ryan gave a John Cusack movie 4.5 stars, I'll give it a shot. But I did. That was the first thing I saw when I clicked on his page. I'm like, all right, hey, not rage baiting. I'm being, chat. That's the thing. Everyone thinks I'm That's I saw his Letterboxd, and I'm telling you what my instant thoughts were. I never knew what that movie was. It was not hard to watch Honora on the Peloton. What are you, 13 years old? I mean, if that gave you a little extra boost, man, who am I to say? You probably set your new VO2 max to that. Whatever gets you going, man. Some people watch Rudy to get fired up. Other people watch Honora.
Look at my society, man. What did he mean by that? I believe his suggestion is that because it features a woman on the cover, it was a pornographic film. And the irony is, there is sex in the movie. Honora is a sex worker. The movie has sex in it, but it's not about, I mean, it's kind of about sex, but that doesn't make it a pornographic film. The man's in his 40s, man, at this point. It's just, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of embarrassing. Yeah, that's right. I think he's baiting a little too much to get some credit from the Zoomers, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Yes, he thought, well, I don't think he genuinely thought I was reviewing an adult film, but I do feel like he may think that if a movie, well, I mean, I want to be kind instead of being mean, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I'm censoring my own opinion. But I think it's a juvenile take to think that if there is sex in the movie, you're watching it to get a boner. That's true. I am Mr. Skin. Oh, what do you mean by that? Well, I just mean, you know, it's part of the human experience. So I'm not a filmmaker, but I imagine it would be irritating to have your art reduced to a caricature just because it features like a natural part of the human experience in it. Like, it's not like I took his 3.5-star review of The Founder with Michael Keaton and said, bro, how hungry were you when you watched this movie? It's about different stuff. That one's about Michael Keaton trying to get like another Oscar after Birdman. Right? Honestly, I blame but also thank my parents for this. We've had this discussion a few times. But like, I watched movies that featured sex scenes in the communal living room with my parents, probably from like age 7 onwards or something like that. And whenever there was like a sex scene, until I was like 10, I would look away. And then eventually I was like, damn, these are in like a lot of movies. I'm missing a lot of material. So I just would like open my eyes and be like, oh, okay, they're having sex. You don't feel weird? No, I mean, like, I'm 36. Am I gonna feel weird watching a movie that has a sex scene if my parents are in the room? No, man. They created me by having sex. We don't have to go down the road of what position they were in again, okay? Unless you want to. I'm more just saying that wouldn't bother me at all, man. If the movie's good, who cares? It just doesn't make sense to me. Maybe it's more than not making sense to me that people would say like, "Oh, if you see a sex scene in a movie, you must be horny." No, man. It's two different things. Wow! I find it's anti-art, man. And I say that as a guy who, like, my favorite movie from 2017 was Captain America Civil War. So, like, you got to find a way to beat the allegations. That to me, I'm glad that didn't count. I wouldn't have wanted that to count because that was not in the spirit of it landing right. We wanted to sit on it and spin if possible. We don't want it to like, if it happens, it happens. But favorite movie you watched recently? I gotta say, man, it's a little played out. The movie's literally 50 fucking years old, but Jaws was a revelation, man. But the thing is, sometimes I do feel the human impulse that's like, oh, I'm watching too many good movies. People aren't gonna fuck with my Letterboxd if all they see is 3.5 to 5 stars. But then I remember that I'm like, the critics already did like 90% of the work, man. They already watched all the movies and basically said like, these 75% of them are pure ass. You should really only fuck with like these 25% with like a few exceptions. So I'm not going to be the motherfucker that gives like, Past Lives a 4 because it's not as good as The Godfather Part 2 or whatever. That seems crazy to me. Past Lives is actually a 4 though. Okay, Zoomer. He's fucking clean with it, man. He's fucking clean with it. Don't worry, it'll be a 5 for you one day. In another life when we are both cats. Pinky's up, Dan. Pinky's up. Are you a believer that nothing is a 10 because things can always get better? No, I find it the most like the stupidest line of criticism because even it doesn't hang on. It doesn't stand up to the smell test, man. Because I know that was a popular thing in games for a while, right? It was like we rate from 0 to 10, but we've never given anything a 10 because we've never played anything perfect. I'm like, well, then you're rating shit from 0 to 9, buddy, and 9s or 10s. I'm sorry to say, because like that, it's nothing's perfect, but something is the best. If the best thing doesn't get the best score, then whatever score it got is the best score. So I don't care if you give a game a 9.9 and you say nothing's perfect. That's a perfect game. It's the closest to perfection that we've gotten. I can also see why people like Mike Flanagan write reviews on Letterboxd but don't put their score. Because if you put a score, all anyone wants to do is hit you with like tier list rhetoric. Oh, so movie A gets a 4, but movie B got a 3.5. But on your top 10 list of 1986, you gave the movie that got a 3.5. It was higher on the list than the one that got a 4. Mike Flanagan's like fucking on to that shit. Because when you give no score, but you only write a review, nobody reads it, which is the dream for something you write on the internet. To write it and have people click the like button without actually having consumed it is basically like as good as it gets. Does your brain get severed when you stream? I don't know. I've only watched the first episode, so I don't really know what that entails. But my house doesn't have an elevator, so I'm going to say no. Your Audi doesn't tip. I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed for sure. But wait, no, this doesn't... Wait, but I'm the Audi. I'm the Audi, man. The innie's like just a guy. That's just me at work. This is me. I'm the Audi. You're at work right now? Yeah, but I haven't been severed yet. Like they tried, but I tanked it. How would you know? I would know. I would know, man. I would know. How's the egg crisis? I don't know. I don't eat them shits anyway. It can't be that bad. Demi Moore was making like a 17 egg omelet in The Substance. I guess that shit was filmed like a couple of years ago. That was the whole budget. Was The Substance just eggs? Yeah. Yeah, I'd say it was. I told you already, sorry, it's a take. A lot of people aren't ready for this nuanced take. The Substance, like, it's a good movie. It's especially good when you consider that it's basically just about an old lady who sucks at taking her medicine. Like, basically the first half of the movie, I was like, this is a nice feel-good movie about, like, a lady who was nervous about getting old, and then she fucking found a solution. But then, about two-thirds of the way through halfway through the movie, two-thirds of the way through the movie, she started getting a little lazy with it. Definitely post that review. The genre is deliberately incendiary Letterboxd reviews that are surprised when they get blowback for it. You haven't watched a mid-movie in a bit? Yeah, I know. It's kind of like on purpose. Because like I was interested in Civil War, and I watched it and I thought it was mid to bad. A lot of people agree, a lot of people disagree. That's not the purpose of this. I was also interested in watching Twisters. I don't mind a blockbuster from time to time. I thought Twisters was okay, but I was disappointed by it. I felt like maybe this is not a fair comparison, but I thought Jaws kind of mogged it a little bit. Turns out one of the best movies of all time mogs Tornadoes too. I am not going to watch a mid-movie I'm not interested in just to get a more normalized distribution of Letterboxd ratings. Instead, I'll do the based thing and watch a movie that is really good, but then give it like a 2.5 just to even out the chart a little bit. Me giving Before Sunrise a 4. Chip, did I ruin movies for you by saying you're not a real yearner? Because like I saw that you gave Before Sunrise a 4, and then I added you and said, I thought you were a real yearner. And then you went back and reviewed it and said, one of my friends called me not a real yearner for giving this a 4, but whatever, and you haven't logged another movie since. It's been like 3 weeks, man. I feel like I accidentally like took the joy out of something for you, which I did not intend to do. Oh! No, I've just been playing Kingdom Come. Kingdom what? Also, at the Lunar New Year dinner we went to, I was talking to another guy about movies. Because I mentioned that I like watch them while I ride the bike. I told him like what I've been watching. This is why, chat, I mean this sincerely. This is why you have to go outside. Myself included. Because whenever I meet another human being, my basest impulse is to just assume that they're like an NPC, right? You just assume that they're a normie. They have no internal monologue. They have no like doubts or dreams or hopes or fears. Like they're just literally like, wake up, go to work, come home, hug my kids, eat dinner, go to bed, go to work, you know. Imagine my surprise. I expected this guy is going to say like, oh, my favorite movie is Transformers 2, like Revenge of the Fallen or whatever. Dude starts hitting me with hey, have you ever seen the Robert Eggers movies? You ever seen The Lighthouse? You ever seen The Northman? You ever seen The Witch? He was film mogging me. Because one of the reasons I expected to get the Transformers reference is because I mentioned that I watched Anora, and he said, oh, I haven't heard of it. What's that? And I was like, oh, here we go. My favorite movie, I'd have to say, Walking Tall. Imagine my surprise when he hits me with some Kino, man. I was impressed with him, and I was embarrassed with myself that was where my thoughts originally went. I should ask him if he wants to play Cine 2 Nerdle. Daryl. You would not believe. They let me play Meet the Fockers on them. When I had the romance win condition. I need a woman with a wolf cut to beat me to death. No, you don't. You need healthcare and universal basic income. That's what, don't get distracted, okay? That's a personal, King Yama, don't listen, okay? We were off the subject. You do not need an 8-foot tall woman who's also a demon to like bite your neck clean off your head. You need a stable housing situation and like a group of like-minded individuals that you can talk about stuff that you're passionate about with. That's what no, you don't, man. You don't need like what if there was like a gender bent Count Orlok type? You don't need that, okay? You don't. She would fix me. All right. Well, like it depends what you're talking about. If we can go back to the 8 foot tall, the 8 foot tall girl, let's talk about this for a second. Guy who uses the substance to play with Legos without giving his girlfriend the ick. Wait, no, hang on a second. There's something in here to cook. Something you want to tell us? Yeah, I'm on the substance. That's why I don't stream on the weekends. I'm the old one. The ugly one. But on the weekends, I'm fucking like in Fort Lauderdale and shit or whatever. On the weekends, I'm a 19-year-old fitness influencer named Travis. Spent a lot of that limited time I spend on flights, I'm sorry to say. But like we respect the balance or whatever. Would you rather take this substance or be severed? I've only seen episode 1 of Severance. I think I'd rather be severed. The substance, like honestly, I think I would probably mog Elizabeth Sparkle because she didn't respect the balance. I would respect the balance, but I still think the temptation is there for it to go wrong. Also, like, I don't really want to lie on, like, the bathroom floor for a week. No blanket or anything. Or, like, have my spinal cord constantly penetrated by a syringe to donate spinal fluid to my other. Sue didn't respect the balance. Listen, buddy. There is no Sue. There is no Elizabeth. They are one, okay? That being said, Elizabeth really fucked it up for Sue. Sue was having the time of her life, and Elizabeth couldn't handle it. Stop fucking lying. It's Sue's fault. Buddy, there is no Sue. They're one, okay? That being said, if it's anybody's fault, it's Elizabeth's. Because all she had to do was handle her shit. And Sue, she was having a great time. Look at that face. You can't be mad at that face, man. All Elizabeth had to do was fucking chill a little. It's so hard to sit down and like watch TV and eat a rotisserie chicken. Like I don't do that shit every day. Sue's the one who fucked it up. I don't know what to tell you. They say it in the movie. There is no Sue. They are one, man. And it would have worked fine if Elizabeth could just keep her shit together. I wouldn't use it in the first place. I'll probably start using it once I lose my youthful appeal and people stop fucking with my stream. I'll probably use this substance. I think you'd be stupid not to. It's just the cost of doing business in the entertainment industry. The message of the substance is don't use the substance. No, the message of the substance is everything would be fine if you just followed the instructions on the back of the bottle. A lot of you guys are a hammer in search of a nail. The movie is literally... It's a cautionary tale about old people not being good at taking medicine. If there had been like a nurse there to help administer the shit, it probably would have been fine. That's the thing. Yes, just like Another Round. Like Another Round, the first third of that movie, they were on to something, man. It was like Albert Einstein's The Hangover. Then they started going, I'm not getting drunk enough. I'm not getting drunk enough, so they started to drink more. No, dude, you fucking had it. You were keeping yourself at the legal limit or just below, and your lives improved completely. Everything that was going wrong got turned around, man. And then you just were like, let's go a little further, and it all fell apart. But it's not a documentary. They should do a documentary like that. Or like a documentary where like a guy eats McDonald's for like 30 days straight or whatever. They must have done like a super drink me or right? Something like that, right? It was like after Super Size Me came out, every documentary was like, what? I tried to eat a salad for 30 days. Grande Size Me. Oh, that's right. The whitest kids you know did it. Yeah. But then it's like it's too real because like that's what Morgan Spurlock was doing. Oh. You know what's crazy is like at first the motion felt so difficult to do, to shoot it accurately or to throw it accurately. And now it feels so natural that it's like the mouse is an extension of my hand, which I can only imagine is like what it's like to be like a baby, man. And you got this brain which can control like your muscles and your tendons and shit, but you got to like figure out how to actually manipulate them. Like throwing a baseball at one point felt as foreign as throwing the shuttlecock in Trick Shot Simulator. You had to figure out, like, you know, how to squeeze the muscles in your hand to grip the baseball, the angle to throw it at, the motion to pull your arm back at, the speed with which to propel it forward to go the distance that you wanted it to go. This is nothing to me, man. I've been doing this shit by accident my whole life. Like, this is gonna fuck with you, but I swear it. I can see my mouse on the screen, even though it's not there. I can now see the path that I'm drawing, and I'm aiming for the exact center of the racket. What have you got? One in the mug at the back? I told you I could see my fucking cursor. Oh! See, now people were like, switch. Now we're fucking playing, dude. This is I'm J.K. Simmons, you're Miles Teller. This is the end of Whiplash. I'm going, we're fucking simpatico now, dude. You realize there is no fucking escape, so let's fucking now you're fucking getting it, man. Now you're fucking getting it. One of my favorite movies about a guy who just needed a teacher to push him a little extra to realize his true potential of being a very good jazz drummer. It's so bad that you think that. Well, unlike you, I've watched the movie. It's about a student with a weak will and a teacher who wouldn't give up on him. It's kind of similar to a movie like The Blind Side. It's like an uplifting tale of what can happen if you've just got one old person in your life who forces you to succeed at all costs. My wife's got she's got a yellow moon on Discord. What am I supposed to do? Saw it and then I saw it say, yellow moon means she's away. None of you stand so tall. Yellow moon means no Discord call. It's a yellow moon. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Yellow, yellow, yellow moon.